Yeah. So, welcome back to Mario Kart 64 155cc All Cups.
This is Lacey Stripes.
Yep.
He's aged quite a bit.
My favorite character is Toad, because my name is Lacey Stripes. Anyway. My name is Kenorah. With me back here is Wester, and this is Pokemon Violet. We'll be doing Path of Legends, which is the one of 3 main single story routes when you're not doing any %. We're good to start. Time will start when we take our first step. Ready when... Yep, cool. Time will start in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Alrighty. And first we go to options. We just want to send a bunch of... confirm a bunch of settings. The leaderboards also do allow for turbo, so in the kind of cutscene heavy sections of the run, things will be nice and comfy. Nice and comfy. Speaking of, hey, here's a cutscene. Hi, Wester. Hi, Wester. How's your day been?
My day has been very, very good. I have loved all of the runs that have happened so far, much more than I was doing this one. I think we've got some time, so I'm going to read out
Absolutely.
We have the $20 donation to win, which just gave partners a comment, if you don't know from that. We also had $20 from Shark Guy, who said, no names as the name for Scarlet and Violet. So that's going to be for the main for Flamingo. So currently Wade is still winning that at the moment at
Yep.
110. By no names and Norrisco sitting on 20.
Excellent.
And so those donations have actually put us over 4K.
Woo! Excellent.
So that's for you, so thank you everybody for your donations.
And
Hope we can get some active music before the end of the weekend.
I mean, with the matching that Bear with the Shotgun's been doing, has been, yeah, been huge. Day 1 4K is wild.
That's still got over 3K left on it, so for the next 3,000 people donate, that will be that.
Absolutely
All
cool.
the money will be going to Band of Kansas.
Excellent. Fantastic cause. Quite like this game. I enjoy this game. One of the best things that I think can be said about this game is that it has been genuinely one of the most enjoyable, experiences out of a Pokemon game. But it plays like garbage. So I realize I've been talking to myself this entire time, apparently. We'll fix Worcester's audio shortly. Yeah, genuinely, I enjoyed the experience of the game and its story and its whatnot. I understand its gameplay can be left to be desired.
Okay.
So now we're out of our home at what, 3 minutes in? We get to meet the initial 3 starters, one of which we'll choose, none of which we'll use. More cutscenes. The first hour or so of this run isn't fast.
No,
Well-
so there were 2 different categories that Kenorah submitted to potentially do, and we had 2 hours to fill instead of 1 hour to fill. So we've gone for the one with the intro included, which
Yep.
is basically this first hour of the run.
So for the actual leaderboards of any of the single story categories, we do allow you to prep a save at the end of this really hour-long, 55-minute, hour-long cutscene of the intro, and then have a save file ready at that point, and then go from there. And the kind of more advanced route for this category also likes to utilize the Sprigatito starter and preps a curated one for the route itself. We won't be using any of the starters for the main, so we can kind of just pick whichever we want. Really first important step here though. You ready? Take off the hat. if we're gonna do speedruns, we gotta at least look fashionable. At least more fashionable. So now we walk until we learn the ability to run. It's not for a bit.
Okay, so we have some donations. Luckily. I don't think the previous ones that I read out before got read out, but so that was $20 from Wind and $20 from Shy Guy, who said no names for the name for Scarlet and Violet, which will be for the main Pokemon, the Flamigo. We also had $20 from Cinere, who said PayPal booted me out before I could put 20 to Yoshi for Mario Kart 64, so put it towards naming Flamigo Yoshi instead. So now that's in the running. That's also at 20. So Wade's still winning that at 110, but now we've got Lorester, Yoshi, and No Names all sitting second on 20. And then also $10 from Tulip,
Oh, hey Tulip.
who says, yeah, Kenorah, let's go.
Thank you so much, Tulip. So earlier we met the director of the Pokemon Academy that we're set to be part of, and here we then meet our friendly neighborhood rival, Nemona, who just loves to battle.
Yeah, she's got a bit of a stalker vibe going on. Just announces that she is your rival, even though you've never seen her before, and just constantly wants to battle you, even when you have absolutely no interest in her whatsoever.
So we're actually going to go the Fuecoco for this, and we had someone very generously donate to ask if they could nickname the Fuecoco. So we will nickname the Fuecoco. I believe it was just
Cheese. Cheese, yes. The secret donation incentive.
Cheese. So here we have Cheese the Fuecoco, and we love Cheese. He's got little cheese like craft singles on his feet.
Okay.
He does!
If you say so.
Wait, look, when he moves his feet,
What cheese craft
the
single?
craft single on his...
Oh, okay. I was looking at these feet, and I'm like, mate, you should not be eating that cheese.
It shows up in more animations. Anyway, Nemona, the lover of battle as she is, immediately wants to battle us. I'm sure this will be the only time she'll want to battle us.
Surely.
Surely. And like most recent Pokemon games, Nemona likes to take the starter that is weaker to us. It's kind of it's a children's game. I understand.
But see, it's always been a children's game, and they used to take the one that's good against you.
Yeah, but now the director does, and it matches his outfit.
Do you get to fight him, though?
Not in this round.
No.
Look, maybe next year we'll do the same thing with the intro, and we'll do Team Star. How about that?
Okay.
Just so that we can fight the other starter Pokemon. Just for you, Wester.
Okay. That's just what I want to see more of this game. I'm so keen.
Yeah, look, the first 55 minutes of this run isn't going to be very interesting gameplay-wise. That's what I'm hoping we're here for.
So you've really got to enjoy the story. So you've really got to like Nemona to enjoy this. This music isn't bad.
See? Little craft singles on his feet. Believe me.
Okay.
You can see it on his tummy, too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, the tummy was where I was looking. But so random stats?
There, see? You keep not looking.
Well, I'm more interested in the gameplay. Have you got random stats
Yes.
on your starter? So what are you hoping for here?
On this route, none at all. Nothing at all.
But do you need to two-hit this in this first one?
I
Any good effects like that?
do not think it matters. With the type advantage, I've never seen it not two-hit.
Okay.
I do genuinely wonder if it's like, because she makes a comment if you use a super effective move,
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you're so fantastic already." I haven't timed it to know if it's faster to just scratch 3 times. It might be, but like, it would save like fractions. So she already wants one more battle.
She wants to see if scratch is fast.
Yeah. To which the director's like, no, we have school to attend to. We need to go to school.
Ah, yes. The best activity in Pokemon games, going to school.
Going to school. You know, if we are underestimated, we could take some classes.
We will not be taking any classes. I'm making the executive decision right now.
So you can actually attend class in this game, mostly just to I think you only get something at the end of like each class. So you can get like an item per class. It's mostly filler, but it can also teach you things like the crit chance or the shiny chance or other things.
Which doesn't really make sense to teach you in universe.
No, it doesn't.
You think about
Look, maybe 1/16th of the time you hit really hard.
Isn't it 1 in 24
It might
in the
be.
newer games?
I don't know, yeah. So now we got our little cheese. There he is. Oh, what a hell. There's also like weirdly no music in this like walk back to the route, so it's just kind of weirdly quiet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it takes a bit to kick in, so you're just kind of walking back from the beach in silence.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a few places in the games where sometimes there is absolutely no music playing. It's quite interesting. The design choice.
I do remember. So, okay, important. We got a sandwich from Mum. Very important sandwich. It's a very delicious sandwich. We'll enjoy it later in the break.
We will.
We will. Absolutely us.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing. Who else would eat our sandwich?
It's a good question.
Um,
Who else but humans would eat sandwiches?
I do remember the first time, like, going through this game, getting to the Elite Four, there was a bug with the song that played during the Elite Four.
No, I got that.
Yeah.
Did not play.
And, like, it plays the first, like, like, it sounded like the beginning of Darude Sandstorm as if it never dropped the beat. To the point where, like, I remember saying, man, if this song had, like, a part where it dropped the beat, it'd probably be a really cool song. And then I'm sitting there with my housemate who got there, like, hours behind me. And then it played the song for him, and I was like, "Oh, there is a song with this with this fight." I was like, "This is a vibe, but like, not what I was expecting." So here, immediately, here's the catching tutorial. Nimona gives us Pokeballs, and we are here to catch a Lechonk. And unlike some games, it doesn't matter what character we choose with the catching tutorial.
Yeah, this game's missing a lot of depth in...
What if Nimona just jumped around a bit?
But it's always Nimona. That's the thing.
Ah, you're right.
There's a reference to in Heart Gold Soul Silver. It's faster to play as the girl, so the boy does the catching tutorial. Because the boy does it faster.
So yeah, like I was kind of saying, the first, like, yes, it was really hard, trust me. The first... Like, the any percent route kind of, because it starts from the beginning of the game, which includes this, it does have certain differences. Whereas with to make it like a fair, like, playing field, there are very certain limitations that you can have on, like, the first hour of the game if you were to, like, prep the save file for the single story. So there's only one item that we're allowed to collect if we were to, like, this wouldn't be a valid run anyway, or be really slow because it's including the intro. But we're allowed to pick up this very one rare candy. We'll save that for later.
Okay.
For much later.
But if you were to pick up a potion, that would invalidate it.
Maybe.
Maybe. That was not scripted.
I didn't know that. I mean, like, there was a good chance that, like, a random item here would be a potion.
That's true.
So Nimona wants to take us here to the lighthouse to get the view of the land. I don't think we're going to go to the lighthouse just yet.
Okay.
I have a sneaking suspicion.
Thank God.
What was that? See, what was that? So at the beginning of the game, there was like a bit of an intro cutscene that we kind of skimmed over because in the prospect of time. We saw something flying through the sky and then saw something crash around this area. Wonder what it could be.
And the daredevil that you are, you're going to take this on.
Like, also, what the character does here never comes into play ever again, I don't think.
It also makes no sense. Like, could you please try and explain this to me?
Okay, so, you know how gravity exists? and when you fall a certain distance, the velocity would like injure your body if you were to suddenly stop.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just used your phone? If your phone flies, just use your phone to break gravity. What's the issue here?
He bounces back anyway.
I feel like
The
you
recoil
see
is still there.
see the feet like hit the ground. It's like Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man, where the head just. See, here's a future space robot dog.
Yep.
Let's give it the phone.
I mean, surely.
It doesn't want to do
It's
it.
futuristic. It's a phone.
Maybe it's hungry.
It's a robot. Surely it's not going to eat a sandwich. There's no way. Look at its eyes. That is an actual robot.
We're so sad though, and he's so hungry.
I like how it takes a bite of midair and the sandwich just disappears.
And now he gets his energy
I
back.
just downloaded the sandwich.
Oh, it's gonna download so many sandwiches. So the sandwich we got from my mum is conveniently used to restore the energy of this mysterious robot Pokemon that really just doesn't look like it fits. We're gonna get the return of Double Wester.
Yep.
Excellent. So now we're gonna follow this Pokemon through this cave because our phone can help us break our fall, but it can't help us get back up.
That makes sense.
Despite it being able to fly, it basically.
Well, it's probably this robot thing that's flying that can't fly, right? It probably needs you to escort it through this cave.
Yeah. It's definitely not the most powerful thing in this game.
No.
No. Oh, well, Nimona, who's known us for like 5 minutes, is deathly worried about our health. And I don't know how she got up. Like, how did she get up there? There's
That's
a
a
cliff
great
face.
question.
Like, when you exit this cave, there's a cliff face. She would have manually climbed that cliff face.
As you do.
It knows Rock Smash.
It does.
We'll never learn Rock Smash because it's
No.
not in this game.
But it knows.
But it knows Rock Smash.
There's a Houndoom up there. Why don't you catch the Houndoom? Do you have Pokeballs?
I do. It's level 40.
Yeah, go catch it.
All right.
Level 40 is pretty strong.
I can't.
Dang.
I tried.
You did.
It's just gonna stare at us ominously. Yeah, the cave's not... The cave keeps, like, if you walk further than, like, this mysterious random Pokemon, it, like, just makes you start auto-walking.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually, like, kind of faster to, like, not try to, like, trip it up and just let it go forward so that you can run. We know it's strong because it can scare off, like, a bunch of Houndour. The greatest threat known to man.
But not the level 40 Houndoom.
But not the level 40 Houndour. I mean, it wasn't a threat. It was just up there on the cave.
It was just chilling, just
If it-
having a good time.
Just vibing.
It's been like, where's my sandwich? If you'd kept it for Houndoom, you could have caught the Houndoom.
You could have called the level 40 Houndour. Do you think it's running a Rock Smash PP at this point?
It's been like 2. I
Yeah?
hope not.
Alright. Almost out of this cave. I sure hope a Houndoom doesn't rock up. That would suck.
That would be awful, especially given you tried to catch one before.
Oh.
No way.
Let's just fight a level 40 Houndoom. I don't... We resist fire. It's fine. We'll be fine.
How do you resist fire?
Nice in Alpha Coco.
Oh, okay. I was looking at, like, you've got some fire retardant, like,
Alright.
school uniform.
And it's gonna kill us.
Anytime now.
But wait.
There's more.
That was raw. That wasn't crunch.
That was not crunch.
I love it looks like somewhat like... Do I have to...
Yeah.
I guess you fed me a sandwich,
Yeah.
so like, I kind of owe you. Oh no, more hound dog. Whatever will we do? To be fair, that would actually probably be a little terrifying if like magical fire-breathing dogs were surrounding you, the person.
Not if you just run away. Leave this thing here to die. See, like this.
Like it does.
Yeah.
I love that it's Nimona being like, hey, up here, as if we couldn't just follow the light. Also, we just have jet boosters. Like, why does it need to make jumps?
Why couldn't it have done that outside?
Yeah. Avoided the cave completely. Any second. There we go.
So you were saying before you really enjoy the story of this game.
Again, past the intro. There's a reason I don't run any percent. Because I don't want to sit through this every time. Just when we have to fill an extra hour, I'll sit through this. Good news, we're at the lighthouse. It's right there.
I thought you said good news.
But now he's tired. He might need another sandwich.
You don't have any more. It's
Ah.
You're going to bring him home, domesticate him. Your butler can cook the sandwiches all day.
I love that our Nimona's immediately like, that's a really tough Pokemon. We need to exchange phone numbers because I want to fight it one day. We don't even know what it is. She's like, I don't care. It's strong. I want to fight it.
What TM did you just get?
Swift.
Swift. Okay.
We never use it.
Why not? Sounds like a fast move. We're doing a speed run.
It's
Surely you wanna go
it's
Swift
a
route.
fast move. It's not a strong move. There are other fast moves that are also strong. Like, what if you could kick really lowly?
That sounds like bullying, really. My kind of move.
What if we could kick twice?
Oh, jeez, now you're
Actually,
crazy.
double kick's actually like pretty slow because of the animation. It is useful in like one of the fights, just because the low kick wouldn't kill it. Doesn't matter who his dad is.
This guy seems really mad. Can you even make that face if you were trying?
So he's mad because, which I think we have the name now. Yeah, Miraidon. So this is Miraidon.
Okay.
Because we ride on me.
Ah,
Me, I ride on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with Mirai at all.
Me ride on.
As a word, no, I'm sure.
Wait, no, it's spoilers that we ride. Cut that.
No, I said it doesn't have to do with it, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're right. So here we're fighting Arvin. Arvin's really mad because he can't get into his house.
As you would be,
he's
honestly.
locked his keys in. But then he blames Miraidon. He's a little squirrel. Memories
Why
of...
are you using Miraidon? It seemed really strong before.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. He's hungry.
Too hungry.
He's too hungry. He's too hungry to
When
fight.
I tried that excuse at work,
Boss, I gotta take my work break. I gotta take my lunch break. I'm just too hungry. I can't fight squirrels in this state. I think this actually might be a really low IV, low special attack IV because usually 3 kills.
usually a 3 hit, yeah. So it's probably more than nature, because nature has a bigger impact,
yeah.
especially at lower levels.
Yeah,
If you
true.
get minus special attack, it's usually like 20% of your special attack, because it'll go from like,
Yeah.
it'll always be 2. Because so the way nature's work is it's like, it'll give 1 stat plus 10% and 1 minus 10%, but it always floors, so it rounds down, even if you're at like, so say you're at 11 special attack and it's a minus nature, it'll take off 1.1, so it'll take it to 9.9, and it'll just floor that to 9. So you actually
Right,
lose 2 out
yeah.
of that, and it ends up being massive.
I always love like watching people learn that the reason there are neutral natures in this game is because it's raising and lowering the same stat.
Can't raise and lower the same stat.
That's why it's neutral.
No, you are incorrect. Because if it was raising and lowering the same stat, what would happen?
It's plus
no,
speed
no.
low.
No. It would be...
But the internet told me this. The internet wouldn't lie to
internet
me.
is wrong.
The internet would not lie to me.
every
You're from the
source
internet.
on Pokemon is wrong.
On Pokemon.
Pokemon. I am the only authority on Pokemon information. If you want to know anything, please ask me. The reason it would
All right,
be
why don't we use my Rhydons?
So it would be like, say you had 9 special attack, right? If it went up, it'd be to 9.9, which would then floor to 9. Then it would be minus, which would go to 8.1, and it'd go to 8, which is 8 is not the same number as 9. So it's not like that. You're wrong. Or the internet is wrong.
The internet wouldn't tell lies.
You can tell that was the one moment I was serious. Just had to disprove Bulbapedia or whatever garbage information source told you that. All right, we had some donations. Let's just cut that talk. All right, we had $20 from Wind, who says, put this towards playing the Dynamite cutscene in Control. PAX needs to see this. So I will say I have been told that cutscene is fantastic. I don't know what it is myself. I've never seen it. But do want that to be met. So that's at 130 out of 200. And we had a $1 donation from the crowd, which got put towards naming the Blast Core file Kenorah. Thank you very much for that. We all love Kenorah.
Yeah, why don't we just like swap this out and we played 2 hours of Kenorah?
Oh, my dream. If only.
That was just the ASM practice room.
Just 1-1. 2 hours of 1-1.
So now we can move again, really. Any percent likes to use the Let's Go feature to kind of just get some free experience. I think technically that's like not allowed in the save file prep because you don't really have to like win any unnecessary battles. You have like a certain amount of experience that you're like allowed to cap at with the save file prep. But also, again, starting from the beginning wouldn't be a valid run really anyway, nor we're picking up that potion. So like, we'll just go a little safer and we'll just let's go some stuff. But here's another cutscene. So now, earlier, Nimona gave us the TM for Swift. Now Nimona's gonna teach us because we wouldn't know how to use Pokemon Centers.
Of course.
We've never used a Pokemon Center in our life.
Not once.
Not once. But also, you can craft TMs in this game.
I actually don't mind that system.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty cool. I really appreciated the fact that it was like, once you found it once, I'm pretty sure that's what like allowed you to make it more. Like you had to, I think, get it once.
The materials.
Yeah, yeah.
And know exactly what you've got to do. Yeah. Because I mean, my preference has always been infinitely obtainable TMs.
Oh yeah.
But not necessarily just infinite use. So you just get it once and use it over and over again. I think that's way too powerful. Because it's like if you just get a super good TM right at the start of the game and you just teach all of your Pokemon Earthquake, Fire Blast, or something like that. You just go into the grass gym. All my Pokes know Fire Blast.
So here's a Lechonk.
Oh. Legend.
Bye, Lechonk. So we want to try to get a little bit of experience here to get Cheese up to level 8, which we can just do by just throwing him out. We want to ideally try to throw him at... Oh, he's going. We want to try to throw him at things that he's strong against, because if they fight too many things that's like type advantage... He's a fire type. Oh,
yeah, no, I'm saying, you were saying bad ones. And so I was just pointing at Psyduck.
No, don't go for the Psyduck, go for the...
This is a really well-made game, I'm noticing. So I've never actually really used the Let's Go mode, so it does take type advantage into consideration when it's doing it. There's no actual battle happening.
No, so it kind of rolls it. So we're also gonna now that he's level 8, we're just gonna put him in the box for a bit.
Okay. He's just chilling.
He's chilling. He's big chilling. Yeah. So it takes partial levels and it takes type advantage, which if we were to do the Team Star route, would be utilizing the Let's Go feature a lot, as the Team Star battles use that quite prominently. And they always recommend you have like strong type advantages for that. I think level matters less. Like it's primarily type and like kind of its HP. When its HP is too low, it like won't start to fight. Like it'll be too tired. And so even in like the 90% and Team Star routes, like you won't have like a super high level Pokemon, but you'll have a type advantage, so it'll be like enough. Yeah. So here's the second Nimona battle already. Thankfully, kind of like all Nimona battles, other than like probably the last one, we don't need to win this. Nimona just likes battling that much that like I think we lose a little bit of money, but it is faster to just bring the Lechonk in and then just wipe out to Nemona, because not only do we, like, it's actually really hard to win this battle with what we have.
Yeah,
Because without leveling up too much, because the Pawmot that she sends out, she can terrestrialize, which is the major gimmick in this game. Which I actually also really genuinely like terrestrialize. We can talk about that later. And
32
makes it a lot stronger with its stab moves.
Yeah.
And it's just genuinely really hard to kill unless you're like specifically Sprigatito because it resists it. But thankfully we don't need to win that battle anyway. We get Cheese up to level 8 for a future battle that we will have to win. Just to make it a little bit easier. I think it is possible at level 7, but it's like, especially with the stats that we've got, probably not great.
So level 8 is a big boost to level 7 because the way the damage formula works is every time you increase your level to something that ends in 3, 5, 8, or 0, it gives a significant boost to your damage power. And level actually matters a lot more than stat to how much damage you're doing. So 7 to 8 is a really significant one.
Thank you.
6 to 7 would be like nothing.
So here's... I forget the name of this town.
Why are you looking at me? School town.
Yeah, School Town. It has a lot of shops. We won't be utilizing most of them. It also has 3 travel points because it's just that big. Mezagoza, that's it.
Oh yeah, right on the tip of my tongue.
So, funnily enough, owning the DLC actually makes this like a smidge bit slower now. Because the DLC patch itself actually does have some pretty nice quality of life features. It lets you... one of the things that I quite like is that on the map app of your phone, you can normally just lock north to be north. It doesn't turn around. But the mini-map always rotated with you in gameplay. But you can now lock that also to north.
Okay.
Which is really nice especially when you're following the mini-map to know where to go in a speed context.
I assume that's just the patch that came out with the DLC, and you don't have to pay to get that feature.
Yeah, no, you don't have to pay to get that
quite
feature.
ridiculous.
But owning the DLC will trigger another line of dialogue when we get out of this intro sequence to say, oh, hey, you can play the DLC.
Yeah.
So we will have to sit for just a little bit through extra text that we wouldn't otherwise normally if we didn't own it. It's not much.
Use my Switch. I don't know the DLC.
I had the save path though in case we need it.
Oh yeah, true. Fair.
So you might have noticed a little bit. Yeah. So the performance in this game's not fantastic. Sometimes things flip in and out, and Worst still loves it.
Sometimes I flip in and out of existence looking at this game.
So basically here at this point, the first hour is pretty much to introduce you to what you can do in this game. The first little bit and a little bit later on with Nemona is pretty much teaching you that Nemona is considered a champion level trainer, and she's using intentionally a new team she's gonna level with you to match you as a rival. She's kind of introducing you to the concept of the Pokemon League and the gym leaders and stuff like that you would expect out of a normal Pokemon game. Whereas then we meet Penny and Team Star here, who are kind of they're the villain team of this game. They're not really villains. They're just misunderstood.
I still have no idea what Team Star actually is. I understand the leaders who you end up battling. I have no idea what these goons are doing. Why are they affiliated with them at all?
I might actually lose the next battle. I think my speed stat and my special attack stat are really low.
You're in Blaze though.
I am in Blaze, yeah. Yeah, the goons just... They have a lot of goons for a team that's pretty much just all about, we got bullied, so then oops, we accidentally became the bullies.
Yep.
That's pretty much what Team Star is.
But then how did they get 300 people just following them, being oh no, these were the people that we bullied?
Yeah.
You were the one who loved the story. I'm waiting for my answer.
Alright, so, when... and so there's basically, there's 3 main, courses you can do throughout the game. I might honestly actually tear here for the stat boost.
Yeah. I mean,
Just so that I don't like wipe to this.
I don't want to watch this cutscene again, mate. Please. Whatever it takes.
So now that we have access to the terrestrializing, I'll get back to the plot eventually. Much to Wes's chagrin, the plot. So terrestrializing, each Pokemon will have like a specific Terra type that is, upon catching, one of the naturally one of the two types that they are if they're dual types or I guess really here. No, we're fine.
You just used Leer. So that's an interesting strategy because it looked like you were going to use Ember, which is a special attack, but then you picked Leer to lower its defense. So
maybe I just tackle like that. I might just tackle here with the Leer. It's also faster. Inputs are hard.
The other thing is you can't turn animations off.
I don't like this range.
Nah, it's done over 2/3. You should potion.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think it's a speed tie too, because I'm pretty sure I was faster than it was the first time.
Maybe. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have won.
Yeah, I would have.
So random.
So
I guess.
yeah. So terrestrializing we can do once per like Pokemon visit, or you can like find
Pokemon Center visit.
Pokemon Center visit. Sorry, yes. Or you can like activate some of the raid dens, which like will also recharge your orb. And basically, it becomes your Pokemon's then become that specific Terra type, and Monotype, which if it already shares that type, it will gain a boost to its special type attack bonus as well.
Same type attack bonus.
Same type, yeah. You said special.
You said special.
No, you said special with the Ember and anyway.
Yeah, but that is special.
Anyway, we've still got another like hour and a half. Oh boy. What have I signed myself up for with you here?
I'm just loving the shadows on the shoes there as well. That looks fantastic.
Yeah. So if it's a Terra type that it doesn't match one of its original typings, it gains the stab boost of moves for that, and also like can become that, will become that type, which is really good for like resistances and vulnerabilities and things like that. So you can make your like grass types fire. If you want to go through the effort of making the fire type, because that's a pain. And especially like competitively, it really shakes things
obviously
up.
it's a core mechanic for competitive.
And even it has like really interesting synergies too, because it's like things that your opponent might want to like poison or something like that. You can switch, you can like Terra type them to poison or steel, and then they can't even be like the poison status effect or things like that as well. Like fire type Terra types can't be burned.
Yep.
Words are hard. There's 2 hours of this. So now we're at school.
I've been waiting all day for this. School. Just what I needed.
I think this is probably one of the most egregious, like, FPS, like, noticing.
Yeah, it is.
The kids in this room, they're, like, you and Nimona are the only, and, like, the teacher are the only, like, full FPS characters in this, and then everyone else is just not.
And this is a forced cutscene that you have to watch at the start of the game.
Yeah.
So I think the first time I started playing this game, I broke down in a fit of tears. Just laughing at this cutscene, because I just could not believe it.
What's your goal with Pokemon? You have a goal with Pokemon?
My goal to stop playing this game. I have achieved my goal.
Yeah, because you're not playing it, are you?
Exactly.
It's not called Worst to Ride On. Well, Worst to Ride On, it's Me Ride On.
Well done.
Thank you. I need to leave. The class, not the marathon. So now we kind of just got to go around the different sections of the school. Finding it. Ivan just popped up. Talking to kind of the three main characters of this game's like standard, like basic story. Nimona, Penny, and Arvin. Arvin is the one we care about, well, for the next hour and 20 minutes of it.
The part of this story,
Is
yes. Love
the
this kid.
just
Just chilling.
So basically, each of them kind of go through each of the 3 main story beats that I was talking about earlier, and then it eventually propagates into like one like epilogue that you do with all 3. And Arven's all about finding the special Herba Mystica that is super rare and totally not plentiful once you get to the end game. Super rare items that are known to cure any ailments. Anything. But they're ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
What could you put an ingredient into?
A pot?
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And then we have Penny, who we see get harassed by Team Star once, and and we just decided we're gonna. Well, also, the leader of Team Star here, or the alleged leader of Team Star, hacks our smartphone and has a conversation with us.
So now they can fly.
Because they hacked my phone.
Yep.
And so they want to. Actually, no, I think it's not even revealed here yet.
No, they're not the leader. They want you to take down.
Yeah, they want me to take down Team Star.
Oops.
Spoilers for next year's run. I'm gonna learn.
Oh, we're gonna have to cancel that right now. What a shame.
All right, I'll have to do
Whatever the
champions. Yeah, they all have different
Victory
names.
Road.
Victory
Surely.
Road. That's it. Yeah. So Victory Road is your standard, like, beat 8 gym leaders, beat the Elite Four. And I remember tuning into someone's stream right as they did Victory Road for the first time, and they were like, surely that's the end of the game. And then you had 2 whole extra story beats to finish because you didn't touch any of them because you only did Victory Road.
What is going on with that book?
Which book?
The book this guy was reading was just like flashing in and out.
He's holding at least I think he's a...
Is that not a book?
I think he's meant to be holding a book, but the book I think the book has phased out and it's now left only the pages. So he's holding nothing and then flipping the pages. This is a well-built game.
RPG of the year, this. Surely.
Okay, everything that we will say about this game, I genuinely had a fun time with this and Legends Arceus. I just wish that they're like the dev teams weren't split on them.
Yeah.
I think if like they had proper that's most Game Freak games these days. If they had proper development time, these things could actually be genuinely fantastic experiences because most of it's there. It just needs so much more polish.
Well, I mean, the core Pokemon experience, unsurprisingly for me, I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I've spent so much time playing Pokemon. The thing that I have heard with this game that people did really enjoy was doing it with multiple people.
Yeah.
Which I never got to do because I don't have any friends. Might have to do with my personality.
Next year we'll do a co-op run. How about that?
I shouldn't have mentioned it. Take it all back.
I can't not look at his invisible
the
book.
page just went backwards there.
Well, because he's flipping the pages. Oh, that's
so colourful. Oh, man.
Saving that clip. So here we go to the director's office, who wanted to speak to us after we interact with the 3 story beats. And here we get introduced to another character. Why am I using the hold function of Turbo? I can just literally just have it sitting here turboing for me, and that's also fine. So here we meet the professor of this game, which, depending on whether or not you're playing Scarlet or Violet, will be different.
So this guy's not the professor. He's the director of the school.
He's the director of...
He looks like he could be the professor, though.
But his name's not a... Clavel. Okay, his name I think is a pun, but I just can't think of it. Anyway, this is Professor Turo. Sorry. This is Professor Turo.
Yep.
So he wants us to eventually investigate the Great Crater of Paldea, but also to kind of travel. He kind of mentions that the Miraidon was originally his.
Likely story.
And he basically just wants us to look after it, and if he doesn't really give us many directions here at the moment, but like eventually once things all kind of come together, he's like, oh, actually, you remember how that favor that you totally owe me? Can you come to the trader?
Yeah,
and, like,
it's sick. Please fix it for me and then bring it back.
yeah.
Sure.
He'll be in regular contact from his off screen. So good news, we're almost done with the intro.
Thank God.
Almost. 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 If we were behind schedule, the run would have almost started by now.
If only.
Aren't you glad? Are you saying that you would have rather we would have been behind schedule by 55 minutes?
Yep. I would have preferred 50 minutes of tech issues than watch what I have just had to watch.
Well, I'm glad. That
I've made this sacrifice for you. You owe me. Show me something good after this intro.
I'll do my best. I'll show you something grand.
Okay. All right. I've got full
I'll show
faith.
you something huge. I'll show you 5 things that are huge. It'll be legendary. The path there will be fantastic. You'll make it through.
So this is Pokemon Violet.
So now we like sleep for like 2 days in a row.
Why couldn't we have done this right at the start?
Just, do you want to watch the intro?
Do you want to go
No. Ding dong. So, with the intro coming to a close soon, TM,
Soon.
it means the Flamingo incentive will be cutting off probably in the next,
Little bit.
next like probably 15 minutes or so. So if you do have any last minute donations for that, that will still be active. Otherwise, I believe the current running is Wade.
Is currently ahead, and then we've got what? I mean, you can donate for anything, but we've got Yoshi on 20. We've got
That's right. No names.
No Names on 20 and Lorista on 20 as well, and Wade's sitting at 110.
I believe someone could make that happen if they wanted to. Otherwise, I think we're going to have Wade the Flamingo.
Yep. Does the amount of characters actually matter for text in this game? Because in the older games, you would always use one character nicknames.
I mean, with the fast text box choice of like setting that we set up at the beginning, like text goes by pretty quickly. That like I've not seen.
So it matters, but not a whole.
Yeah, definitely not as much as like it does in older games where the text just scrolls so slowly even on
like,
the fast.
Yeah, one frame per character. Yeah.
We gotta get a new notebook. What are they gonna say? We're gonna go everywhere.
Maybe she's who stole the book from that guy from before.
What book? Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking Arvin's book. I was like, no, but he showed us the book. How could I forget Invisible Man number 2? Don't ask about what happened to Invisible Man number 1. You don't want to know.
No idea.
So yeah, basically the school sets up this, what they call the treasure hunt, where basically they just say, hey, instead of really doing your schooling, kids, just go out and find your own fun. Go find what makes you happy. Make your own story.
So this is a government-funded school with people looking to embezzle.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And the is like, and absolutely we're gonna battle. Absolutely. 100%. I don't think she knows we're not gonna see her for the rest of the run. Arvin.
How long does he stay mad? He seems.
Oh, like until like the last 5 minutes of the game.
Fantastic.
Like not even of this route, of the game. So here we have the 3 like.
No, the other one was Penny. This is.
No, but like the 3 like leading.
No.
The 3. No. Like the 3 leading like one for the team style thing, one for the Path of Legends, and one for the Victory Road. Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
No one else is relevant to the plot.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
sorry, Clavel. The director's important to the plot.
Okay. What does he do?
He's the director.
He's
not
the
the
embezzler.
professor.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the embezzler. Yeah. And Cassiopeia hacks the phone real good that knows Nemona's name.
But she was
Ow.
right there. Just, I mean, camera phone. Surely. Could have seen her.
This might actually be a PB on the split.
How good.
I picked up that potion too.
How is this a PB? You had the worst
This is
Fue
actually-
I've ever seen. The battles were awful. Took this safety potion. What have you done better than what you used to do?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's like a fairly consistent quote-unquote split. So now we can ride Maridon. Me ride on Maridon.
You look like a natural up there too, hey?
Yeah. And if you think it's going to use the wheels,
Well, I mean, wheels are quite good for things that you ride.
yeah. Yeah.
I've seen it fly before as well, so
Yeah.
either it's going to use the wheels or it's going to fly.
So
Or
here's,
use the jet
so
boost.
here's where the run would actually start, and the DLC cuts in. Yeah. So immediately Shark's like, wait. If you want to go on a field trip, before you started your actual trip, you could go now. Now we can go. Now the run has officially begun.
Yeah, it's using the wheels?
Kind of. So we want to buy. Oh, we want to get 5, 1, 1, 1, 4. You gonna follow the recommended
Oh,
dosage?
you're getting one. You're getting another one. What are you
Oh.
doing?
Turbo. The joys of turbo. And then
And then we're going to crouch.
yeah. So now we can lock both the app and the mini map, which is one of my favorite quality of life features. Because now it don't spin.
So those items that we just bought, the X items are going to be used in battle.
Yes.
So X items are items that you can use in battle that increase your stat stage by 2
But
in this
2
game.
in this game, yeah.
Yes. Used to be by 1, and that was, you know, still
Not already
extremely
strong enough.
powerful.
Yeah.
And then they doubled it. Yeah, X items are one of those things where when people played casually, myself included, just never used X items, just thought they were garbage. But when you
Yeah.
speedrun it, they're actually insanely good.
So I'm also going to donate $10 for every accidental encounter. So we'll have to see how many. I'm under you. Because especially with the popping issues, it can be very easy, especially once we gain some speed, where you just don't see Pokemon coming and suddenly
Yeah.
run into like the tiniest little rat. So here we have coming up one of the like kind of main tech for early Maridon movement. If you go backwards and spam jump, you can go up cliff faces that you would normally not be able to. And you can do that, I think, pretty much infinitely, as long as it's not like so steep that he can't like get a footing on. Because normally if you were to just try to jump up normally, like front facing, it would just fall and you wouldn't be able to do it. But going backwards, it's good. It just works.
It just works.
It just works. So now when Flamigo probably turning up like now, as we make this little journey. So there'll be like Pokeballs on the map. Those are static items. Whereas the little like shiny drops on the ground, I believe those are fairly randomized. They spawn each day. They're typically like area, like kind of like some things can just be an energy root, which like 120 hit points is really good. Oh, I looked you and not the pig. I almost ran into the pig. But a lot of the routing for the items are things like rare candies, or experience candies, which if you're familiar with either Let's Go, the Let's Go series, or the Arceus series, basically instead of giving you a full level like a rare candy does, it just gives you like a batch of experience, which can actually, rare candies will always set you to the next level, which sometimes will waste experience, whereas
Well,
experience
it
can...
won't waste experience, it'll waste the rare candy.
Yeah.
If you've only got 50 experience to the next level and you use a rare candy, it's only going to give you 50 experience.
Yeah. So there's one of the rules. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
Only that one more
Strut
time.
their stuff.
So we're going to grab this Ultra Ball, and then we're going to spook him. Spook. So we want to hit them in the back, because if we do, we'll startle them, which basically gives us an extra turn. I totally meant to save before this fight.
Full fade. First ball. What's the chance?
Low.
100%.
Yeah. In my practice, like earlier this week, what was the intent?
Wade.
Wade,
Yeah. Wade did do it.
So we'll have to manually do it because we have turned off for the sake of... I'm just used to it. Next game. Wade.
Yep.
Right, yeah. In my practice, I failed with both the Ultra Ball and the Great Ball we grabbed, which is pretty rare, and I learned it was a point that I should probably save, and then I totally forgot because we were talking about things. So now that we got that candy there, we're gonna go back here.
So we did have a couple of donations. So we had $25 from Tika, who said, I miss school. I have no idea why. And we had $5 from Lim, who said, one must imagine Pokemon Violet runners happy. And put that $5 to Pink for Pico Park and said, good luck, Kenorah.
Oh, thank you. There's something else I meant to do. Yes. So you can learn with Tangle Feet, we have low speed. Okay. We can remember moves in this game, just if you've ever like leveled past them, or if there's a setting to not have moves like pop up as you level, and then you can go back to remember them at any point. Which is very handy for low kick there. So there are two kind of things we want to keep track of when we first get the Flamigo. We want to A, check its ability, and B, check its speed stat. If you have I believe it's below 54 speed, which you can only really get higher than that by having a speed boosting nature at this level. You don't have to pick up that hasty mint there. It'll be for one of the next Titan Pokemon. And then its ability, it can either be Tangled Feet, which is next to useless, or it can be Scrappy, which is pretty good in its own right, but it also lets us not get intimidated, which it just kind of changes slight menus later on, like literally in the final section of the game. So this is our first Titan Pokemon. Basically, Titan Pokemon are a regular, huge, grand proportioned legends.
He looks pretty small.
Yeah?
Yeah. I reckon you can take him.
I reckon I could take him too.
They don't have their HP displayed. It's just a big bar.
It's just a big bar. Thankfully though, low kick does more damage based on how heavy the opposing Pokemon is, and size does actually change their weight. So when they're a Titan, low kick's really, really good because they're really heavy.
I mean, can you just imagine your Flamigo like kicking this thing? Oh, I can
you imagine? Can you imagine a Flamigo kicking full stop? Like sweeping the leg too. That's what's really impressive about this. So now Arvin, so this is how pretty much most of the Titan fights will go. We'll take the first leg, we'll only be able to damage them a little bit, like to a certain point, and then when they eat the herb and get powerful, Arvin will then come in and assist us with the 2v1.
Why didn't you use low kick there?
Here we actually want to use wing attack first, because it has enough health and stats that we won't completely one-shot it. And its ability Anger Point, this is perfect. Its ability Anger Point, if it goes below 50% health, it'll gain an attack and a defense boost, but it'll like lose speed or something like that. Like, but it basically
That's not anger point.
anger shell.
Anger shell.
Yeah, sorry. And because each of the stat differences happen one by one, it's really slow. And so we use wing attack to get it in range of just a low kick, instantly killing it. Sometimes the shelter can use water gun, which I think can also sometimes, depending on rolls with the wing attack, push it into that point, which is really annoying. But Lear is really nice because it lets us just get the low kick off for that extra physical damage. So this is going to become a staple. After every single Titan fight, we're going to sit through a wonderful, wonderful cutscene where Arvin makes us some sandwiches.
That sounds fantastic.
Doesn't it,
so
Dust?
excited.
Yay, sandwiches. Because if they're ingredients, what better to put ingredients in than a sandwich?
So not only do I hate these cutscenes, I'm also a celiac. So I'm actually allergic to sandwiches. So much of this game just feels like it was deliberately made just to annoy me. Really enjoying the music there.
The number of times that I've like accidentally left the picnic theme on while like accidentally doing something else, and so I'll just hear this song looping in my head while I don't realize what's going on. And of course, we have sandwiches. Maridon's hungry. You want to give you a sandwich to Maridon?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. You think Maridon's celiac too?
I hope so.
Nom 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 nom. Yeah,
So
let's.
we're 1/5 of the way there.
1/5 of the way there.
Whew.
And just like last time, the more sandwiches that our robot dog eats, the more powerful they become. Now they can run.
Now they can run.
Now this is a speed run.
I saw this fly before, but now, because of the sandwich power,
It crashed. It hurt.
where did it crash?
On the beach.
That was before it started flying.
It like.
It ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
There you go.
The jet fuel is actually powered by sandwiches. So the jets on its legs can actually need to be fueled. You just like insert the sandwich into the jet boosters to fuel it. Yeah.
Not flying back home with you.
No. We can like summon. I think it's like the Squawkabillies. Like there's like taxi services all across Paldea. We don't need this thing to fly.
Right. Why didn't we just call one of them when we were
Honestly, we probably could have. Just like back home, like what? No, we don't need to.
Even if we didn't do it, surely Nimona could have called one for us.
Yeah, true. So I figured now that we don't need cheese anymore, we should let cheese go into the wild.
Oh, what a shame.
Maybe cheese wants to go explore PAX. Bye bye cheese.
And you think PAX is the wild?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, maybe if we watch around PAX. Oh, I need to pick up this. Maybe if we watch around PAX, maybe we'll see cheese.
I think the odds are pretty low.
Yeah, you're probably right. So now we have the ability to sprint. Only on Maridon. Which does make handling it kind of more difficult. But as the old adage goes, just get good.
Just get good.
Just get good.
So I know between Violet and Scarlet, you get a different bike to ride on.
Yeah.
Do they have different speeds? Because I don't think the other one has like a jet thing.
No, it uses its legs.
It just runs
really fast. Yeah. Yeah.
But it functions at exactly the same speed?
Yes.
Okay.
As the futuristic robot dog, yes. So because our speed was lower, we're going to use this Hasty Mint now for the next Pokemon. And we like to do menuing kind of as much as we can whenever we teleport somewhere, because we can exit the menu by pressing start to like get on the Miraidon. Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Performance. So hasty is a nature, so that's what he was doing
Yeah.
with the hasty mint, and it's minus defense and plus speed, so obviously going to increase the speed. If it wasn't already a plus speed nature, which...
It was plus special attack, plus minus special attack, minus special defense.
Well, plus special attack is really bad.
Yeah. So we're mostly just like on our way to the next type Pokemon. Most of the like exploration sections will just be kind of getting items. Mostly rare candies and rare candy adjacent items. Oops. You can hold B to go up ladders faster.
Why didn't you use the jet booster? Or your phone? Or a taxi? Or like anything other than climbing up the ladder?
Okay, this is... I should have turned off turbo. So you can just pick up that rare candy without having to fight the Gimmighoul. I'm going to count those in the counter. But because I had turbo still on, it held the A press for just long enough for me to accidentally get that.
Right.
Yeah. It's in a really awful spot to pick up that rare candy, but it is still nice. Do you hear that?
Hey, what?
It sounds like cheese.
Like cheese?
Like the Fuecoco cheese. But that's... we can't swim yet, so that I might have accidentally voted out if I didn't bathe it. I think he's here at PAX.
You reckon cheese is here at PAX?
Yeah. Can you check it on the table? We found cheese!
We found cheese.
We found cheese. Cheese is gonna here for the rest of the run. How you doing, Cheese?
Great
Good talk.
input.
Yeah. So here's Levincia. There is a gym leader here, but we don't really care about Victory Road really at all. Yeah, this is gonna kill my leg if I if I keep it like this, but I'll manage. Oh no, I want to. I remember Iono actually being kind of a pain, because like the thing that Terra types, all of the gym leaders have really interesting like Terra synergies. Iono being an electric type gym leader has a lot of weaknesses to ground. Has only a weakness to ground.
Yes.
But her ace is actually a Miss Magius, who has the levitate ability, who then Terra types into an electric type, who then just doesn't have any weaknesses anymore at that point, because the ability removes that weakness, which is like things like that is like a really interesting use case of Terra types. And they all kind of have things like that, where like the grass gym leader uses a Sudowoodo.
Sudowoodo, yeah.
Who like everyone always thinks it's a rock grass type anyway, but it's a fake tree, not a real tree. Despite it.
I actually think that's played up more than people actually think.
Yeah.
Like nobody thinks it's actually a grass type.
I'm sure people did like growing up, like Gen 2.
No.
No?
Nobody thought that.
Okay.
Nice jump.
I tried real hard. There was a Diglett there.
See,
The Diglets are really annoying on this map because they blend in really well.
yeah. And they're also small, right?
Yeah, like the Morley Collies. In saying that, I have run into shinies while just playing the route. If I find a shiny, I will... That's an old one.
I thought you went past one before, honestly.
For what?
A shiny.
Like which, do you remember?
It was just before you got to the lighthouse. I wasn't paying that much attention there. When I first played this game, I was at like the ice gym and I was like, I need a fighting type, and I found a Toxicroak and I caught it, and then 2 hours later, someone in chat was like, you know that's shiny, right? I was like, oh, alright.
You weren't noticing the sparkles
Nah,
every time?
Did not notice. I was just like, that's a weird animation.
So this is our second Titan, Orthworm. He's just a little guy.
Looks like a pretty big guy. Look at him, he's so happy to see
And now he has arms. Yeah. So he's a steel type. Thankfully, Also weak to low kick. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I might heal after this one. Uh-oh.
Do you know what, like, roughly levels these are? The Titans?
They're like roughly in increments of like, I think it's like 20, 30, like I believe the Bombardier is like close to level 40 and I believe the Iron Tread is close to like level 60-ish. But like they do kind of taper off because like the game, so much of it is open to you at once that like there are sections that are higher level than others, but for the most part, it like there's a lot of things that are kind of similarly leveled and you can kind of just explore them at your own pace, which can make it really hard when you think that, oh, that gym's the 6th gym. Like, you go there with level 50s and then they have like level 35s and you're like, oh, I've grossly overprepared for this.
So the one thing that I did when I played this game, I accidentally caught like level 50 straight away. And then I tried to do the Team Starbase and it would not let me because I did not have enough Pokemon who would obey me. And you need to do the Let's Go feature.
Oh, you need to...
So it just straight
Obeyance is a thing?
Yeah,
With,
it straight up denies you from going in.
That's kind of funny. So this is Orthworm. Round 2. He's still a big one. But now we have Arvin here with the Toadstool, which is the Chaldean variant of a tentacle, if it could walk. And the flinch.
Good help.
You can like 2-round this if the more you get a
That's not
crit.
right.
Yeah.
That's like as good as that can go, surely.
Yeah.
You got the flinch, save the animation.
You might like with the crit on the first low kick and like an actual move from the Toadstool that you might be able to round one it.
Maybe. So crits are only 1.5 times now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you only do like, 65% by yourself.
So we beat another Titan.
Okay. 2 down.
2
Ready
down.
to go.
Which means another sandwich.
Why would it mean another sandwich? Surely they would have something else for this cutscene. Like, surely. Because you're finding different, what are they, herbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, surely they're going to be like really different and create different things. Surely.
Buddy.
For the biggest franchise in the world.
You'd think they'd be a little bit more like open to celiacs and like not just sandwich.
Surely there's a huge diet, that they would be catering towards.
Maybe they're not expecting you to eat 5 sandwiches in an hour. Like if you space them out over a few days, then like it probably makes sense.
But surely you would need some other food in between that.
You mean other food in the sandwich? And Bob's your uncle.
Couldn't even show him cooking the sandwich or making the sandwich.
Sandwich.
There it is.
Yay, sandwich.
How good. These are the exact same animations from the previous cutscene.
Including the Marauder.
Yep. And the cave is also exactly the same.
Yeah. You'd think that one of the caves is like literally right next to like the biggest like water mass in the game, and the lead into the cave has like shallow water. Cave looks exactly the same. Moss, everything. Except the herb-mistus.
That's got a palette swap.
A different color. Yeah.
Got the palette swap on.
Yeah. Look, at least we have cheese here. You know. Also, now that I realize, the feet.
The feet, there it is.
See?
Yeah, I can kind of see it. I was looking at this one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can see it there. But at first, I was looking at the toes, and I was like,
Look,
you're eating that cheese? That has gone off, mate.
It might be like a variation of blue cheese.
That might explain why you run this game, if you're eating that cheese.
Hey, well, that would hurt. Okay, so here we find out why Arvin is going on this journey. He wants to create sandwiches. Well, full stop. He wants to create sandwiches. But also he wants to create healing sandwiches because his puppy got hurt.
That's not a puppy, mate. That's a dog.
All dogs are puppies.
That's not true.
That is a puppy.
Nah, it's a dog, mate.
It's still a hurt puppy. Still a hurt dog. Fine.
Yes, there we go.
His Mabostiff got like basically grievously injured trying to protect him. I think he mentions at some point like because the Miraidon like caused a fight that then the Mabostiff had to protect Arven with. So like that's why he hates the Miraidon, because he blames the Miraidon for his Mabostiff getting
Fair
hurt.
enough, too.
And then the Miraidon keeps trying to eat the sandwiches, and that's why Arven explains this to us here, because Miraidon goes to eat Mabostiff's sandwich, and Arven yells at him because he's saying it's not for him. And so thankfully, at least, the first two sandwiches have restored Mabostiff's eyesight. He can open his eyes again.
Okay. So he can see the bully who's been stealing his sandwiches.
Yes.
What a life.
Hey, Professor Tour is here. Now that he knows that... What?
I was just looking at the character. Is it the same character the whole time? It looked like a different face.
So you might have noticed that we like kind of took a quick detour to like go like walk past a watchtower here right before actually triggering the Orthworm fight. That was so that we can use it as a fly point, just to speed up like running back. So beating Orthworm, we now have the ability to jump higher. So
Right.
now we could run faster. Now we can jump higher. Starting to sound like a Daft Punk song. Run it faster, jump it higher. I got no more words to say now. But it's like jumping makes you stop sprinting. We don't like that. Sprinting is quite fast. We still do want to kind of pretty much run around and pick up some rare candies though.
So, does the ability you get, is it just how many sandwiches you've made, or does the sandwich give the corresponding ability?
Oh, that one was new. Sorry. You looked away. Like, the flickering I'm used to, it lost its texture. You can still see the UV mapping.
Yeah.
I believe it's, like, the specific Titan you fight.
Okay.
So it's not just, like, number of sandwiches. It's... Ooh. So it's, like... Clorf always gets you sprint.
Yeah.
Orthworm always gets you high jump. And I know that because I'm pretty sure I got Bombardier, like, last, and I was wondering, like, why can't I, like, swim places? Because I didn't go to the one Titan first that I needed to do that. So here's probably the biggest section of the actual run, where we kind of need to do, like, a bit of a loop of the world. But doing that first, we're going to go pick up a bunch of items that really just help us kind of breeze through the rest of the run. I might focus a little bit while especially I might need to do some more backwards long jumps, is basically what they are. This is the true SM64 experience. Woo! Woohoo! Oh, woohoo! Woo! I went too high. Where is the item? I lost track. I was too busy trying to be funny and
There it is.
there it is.
All the way down there.
Yeah, listen here. So here we pick up the TM for acrobatics, which is fantastic, especially in a speedrun context. TM, it is like a pretty decently strong flying type move already, but its power doubles if you aren't holding an item, which it's not really any like good items we probably could give this thing anyway.
Well, in Pokemon speedruns, the best held item that you can get is generally the Lucky Egg, which gives you 1.5 times more experience, but you're getting so much of your experience from items in this instead of from battles. So it's not really that useful.
Oh, cool. It's not like I wanted to see the game or anything. Oh, this is cool. So, yep, okay, there it is. So that's... Wait, I activated that dog? I wasn't even
So
touching
far
that thing.
away.
I probably should have used a Pokédoll there. But,
Nah, those are really slow.
yeah, but it was still 10 levels higher.
No, those are really slow. So running away is based on speed, in that if you are faster than the... Surely, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're faster than the Pokemon you encounter, you can always run away. But if not, then it's... Actually, I don't know if this is true for the later games, but it's 50-50 chance. And then it slightly increases every time you can't get away.
One thing I do quite like is like when you have a snowstorm, your like Miraidon does get like some snow effect on it, which is kind of cool. Cool, get it? Because it's snow. Genuinely, I was like not able to really see where I was going.
That was
like
pretty bad.
that was. No, I always forget I need to do backwards jump here. Even like the some jumps that you'd think you'd be able to make it, you can't unless you like do the backwards jump. Thankfully, we're out of the that section there with the weather.
With the snow. So the snow's always there?
No, that was completely random.
Oh, okay.
So like normally I can like see where I'm going, but that's also kind of why I've ran into the second Pokemon, because you have to like make a sharp turn kind of near the end, and I genuinely thought I missed it because I couldn't see where I was going, and I was looking for visual cues that I could just not see.
Yeah.
This road as well is one where I just will not see a Pokemon until it's on top of me. But here we're just going to pick up one final item, and then we're going to teleport to back to Mesagoza actually.
Okay.
So back to the beginning of the game, starting again. Yeah, we're gonna do a school quiz. Yeah. So if you want to go to Mesagoza West.
So I assume we don't do like any trainer battles.
We do one trainer battle.
Okay.
We do one trainer battle because Arvin is really, really hurt.
Okay. Right here.
But otherwise,
Mostly
no.
just we need tons of items to be able to beat these Titans. Or beat Arvin.
It's mostly Arvin at the end.
Okay.
Like, Arvin has a full team of, like, pretty decent Pokemon. And what's going on today?
Little girl.
So typically when we leave Mesagoza, I didn't really bring this up earlier, we want to, like, jump off the edge, which will, like, transition us here anyway. At least at the beginning of the game, if you go the intended doors, depending on like which door you go, Nemona or Arvin or I don't honestly I think it's a choice depending on like south, west or east. Will it come out and be like, oh, you're choosing my option? Thank you so much. Look, I'm just channeling my inner Lacy Stripes and I'm bonking into everything I see now that I'm driving. Marie. Yeah, so like there is like the final type we do actually set up on a bit because it is just kind of that spooky.
Yeah. So that's what the X items.
Yeah, so we use like a couple of the.
Oh, Diglett.
Oh, is the Diglett.
Lad. Can this have arena trap?
It probably could, yeah.
And stop you from running away.
I think Pokédolls still allow you to leave anyway. I think. So that's a really nice pickup. There is pretty much a guaranteed adamant, like not even pretty much, there is a guaranteed adamant mint in that field every single time you run this game. And the fact that you can, I've been pressing Y, why has it not been working, Weston?
It's a good question.
Good question. Adamant type natures are really, really good for your physical attackers because it reduces their special attack and increases their attack, which we don't care for.
Special attack. It's the only completely useless one because you'd never get, you'd just never use a special attack.
I honestly think I was also meant to menu there. I'll menu now. Like, it doesn't really matter. We pretty much just want to use all of these candies. But not the actual candy. And the mint. And then we want to teach acrobatics over detect. We're not going to bother with detect anyway. So this was like a fun little kind of... Originally the route was like you go the entire like S-way like path to like go up this mountain, Now you can just kind of take a shortcut and just kind of like drive over instead of going the entire like windy road.
Gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed in the old route to not notice, hey, jump.
Yeah, look. Yeah. So I kind of brought this up as well earlier. there is kind of like a more advanced route that takes Brigatito as the starter and actually uses a Meowscarada for the run. And it does like require certain like a base stat line. So it does let you, with that save prep that I mentioned earlier at the beginning, we do like expect and allow.
Oh, that windmill.
You to like prep that Sprigatito accordingly. This is the Flamigo route was one of the first routes found, and is also the more beginner-friendly route. There is like a slightly less beginner-friendly route that mostly just like relies on you resetting for Scrappy, getting like a candy or two less, and kind of relies slightly more on rolls. But like the beginner route like gets some extra safety candies, extra items, healing items.
Oh.
Ow. And is just generally a really safe and like easy.
Choco Mount. Getting flat.
Is a genuinely like pretty easy run to learn. So like if you've ever been interested in watching 5 sandwich cutscenes, 6 sandwich cutscenes, and like learning like a Pokemon speedrun for the first time, like I don't know the other routes, like the other categories that well. But this route is a really like chill time. So here we have the Bombardier Titan. And now that we've just kind of leveled over it a lot and have acrobatics and adamant, it doesn't stand a chance. Like,
did you use the adamant?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So like at least the other 2 Titans, like we low kick the first phase, but then I think they get slightly more health and slightly more just general stat boosts when they eat the Herba Mystica. Even on this one, we don't care. We still just one-shot it with acrobatics. And that's the great thing about Flamigo. I think like in some 80% routes, it's still used for the most part. Like it's a really early Pokemon you can get that just probably has far too many stats for its own good. Like, it's just a really solid mon.
So you're level 41.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of it not obeying you?
No. So at least in this, what I've noticed is obedience relies on when it was caught at.
Okay.
So at the beginning, when we were kind of going through that swamp, at least I don't know if this is necessarily true or it's just like confirmation bias, but at least the route always says to go like the long way around the swamp. The number of times I've tried to like cut through just because I think it might be faster, it spawns like a pack of like, I think like the center of the swamp is a higher level zone.
Yep.
And so the Flamigo that spawn in the packs there are like level 20, 21, 22. And level 20 is the like obedience cap without any badges. And so there have been times in which like on some of the final fights of the run, I'll realize, oh, this thing isn't obeying me all the way. And that never happens on, if you like, or at least when I've gone the long way, and like since then I've always made sure, because the one we catch is typically level 17.
Level 17, yep.
And even though we over-level it past 20, we caught it under 20, and so that's fine.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how the like older games worked. I'm pretty sure.
Well, the older games, you would never have any disobedience because if you caught them, it's all fine. It's just about...
Because they're always traded. That's
yeah,
right.
the traded ones
Yeah.
would disobey you. But obviously they had to change it for a more open world because if you could just immediately catch a 55 and it obeys you,
yeah,
it's just a total joke. But you can apparently just catch a level 17, get all of the candies, make it a level 55, and then steamroll the game anyway.
Yeah. So here's another sandwich.
Just trying to
You're
ignore that. Thank you.
And because I know as well, in at least the 80% route that I like loosely followed, we use. Actually, no, I think we used Meowscarada for the most part, and then there's a level 70 Lucario in a cave. That's like one of the special like Terra fights.
Yep.
You have to like actually beat it, but by hitting into the back, you get a free turn, and so like, you basically can set up on that free turn when it can't hit you, and then like just like wipe it out. And then those special fights will always like if you do direct damage, it won't ever kill it. I've learned after telling a friend that things like poison can still very much actually kill it.
Yeah.
But you then have like a level 70 Lucario for the rest of the run, and that's only done on any percent, I think, or at least any percent Victory Road, because you do that after a point where you have obedience past level 70, so it will then obey you.
Yep.
So here, Mabostiff has finally gained his strength to woof. He can roof. Yeah. Roof. See,
The crowd's getting into it. Shows that probably is the most exciting part of the game so far.
Hey.
The dog can bark.
And now Miraidon can can move across water.
How good.
We'll do that once.
I saw it jumping across water before.
Yeah, you can in shallow, I shouldn't have jumped there. In shallow, you can kind of vaguely, loosely swim. Also, please, it's level 58.
Why didn't you use the ones from before?
So you can, but it doesn't really matter, and
You're gonna one-shot the...
you're gonna one-shot it anyway, and it's kind of just a slight menu time save, because you're gonna open it here when you pick up this one anyway, so you might as well just use them all now, considering we already one-shot it.
Yep.
And so here we're coming up. I hate this mount in particular. You want to try to find the slopes, because then you won't hard fall and block for a second. But sometimes it's still just this is the only Titan and the only part of this run that changes depending on your version of the game. Because this Titan is your introduction to Paradox Pokemon. Basically, something's not quite right, and it's basically a very futuristic Donphan, as opposed to a very prehistoric Donphan.
So this is why the other version is better, because these all suck. Their names are all terrible.
Yeah, their names aren't great. Thankfully, with the Pokemon that we have, Lamigo's really good at dealing with either of them, because this one's ground steel, and the Great Tusk is fighting.
Yeah.
So you either low kick or you acrobatics.
Yeah.
Both of which will...
It disappeared.
I don't like the defense stat on this bird. I'm genuinely kind of worried for the Dondozo. That thing hits like a truck.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Artman will save the day, I'm sure. He's been so helpful in the other fights.
Yeah. Hey, he did Leer that one time, which helped.
He did.
With the Shelter. And he made us all the sandwiches.
We were talking about the helpful things that he was doing.
If he didn't make the sandwiches, then our robot dog couldn't sprint or jump.
No.
Rawr. He's angry because we're taking his sandwich.
Is this just a one-shot as well?
I think it's typically 2 or 3. It depends kind of what Scovillain does.
Oh, that'll be a 2.
Yeah, that'll be a 2. It is also, the one really nice thing about Arvin joining in is that it gives the Titan Pokemon another target.
Yeah.
The more that, and also sometimes the speed drop as well can be really helpful, because this thing can be faster than your Flamingo without the AC man anymore. And so, suddenly just not getting hit is real good when you're maybe a little bit scared about your health. The next Titan, though, has a spread move, and that's, of all spread moves, it has Muddy Water. Then there was one run where everything was going great, fantastic, smooth, perfect. It used Muddy Water, lowered my accuracy.
Yep.
I missed. Used Muddy Water, lowered my accuracy. I missed. I healed, I missed. I missed. I wiped.
Oh wow, bad luck in
Like-
the Pokemon game. Never seen that before.
Look, at least I'll finish my run.
Wow. Now that's low.
Because I will safety save. Because this thing, the next one is kind of terrifying.
So it's just really high level.
It's high level, and it's also just it's the only real one that we don't have an immediate advantage over.
Yeah.
We've had a rock type weak to fighting. We've had the steel type weak to fighting. We've had the bird it was a pushover. We just acrobatics did. We had
Yep.
this thing, weak to fighting. The next one's just water.
Yep.
Like, you ever try to kick a fish? The first fish will get kicked real good. The second one,
The crab we can kick with ease.
yeah, it has 6 legs. 6 legs to kick.
So usually when you're kicking something, you're the one using legs. It doesn't really matter what you hit.
No, but like we're sweeping the leg with the low kick. It's like that's we're like.
Okay, we're just
sweeping
talking
them up.
about kicking, though.
It's a low kick.
Do you want me to low kick a fish?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
The first one is real big. The second one's not so big.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not in the water, though, I reckon I could get it.
You reckon you can take them?
Yeah.
So now, like, Maridon is at least like playing
Breathing.
nice. Is he breathing?
Yeah.
First of all,
That's what it's
it's a
doing.
robot.
Oh, yeah, Marida, I was looking
Yeah.
at this.
Oh yeah. But like Maridon at least like plays nice. Like once he's told no, the sandwiches for the dog, it's like okay, I'll only eat our sandwiches. It'll only eat our sandwiches and get super strong.
Don't remember them being ours. Don't remember really signing up for that. It's supposed to just be mine. But
You-
okay.
The sandwiches?
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of the game, we'll eat the sandwich. I specified we.
Oh, so you mean we?
Sure.
Not we.
Look, this was also before I found out you were celiac. I would not have offered you the sandwich had I known that it would have been a problem.
Were you not seeing other people before offering me gluten just to make me feel bad? Thanks, Lacey, by the way, for doing
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah, it's been happening all day.
No, I missed that. So now we have the ability to fall with style.
Fall with style.
We can't quite fly. It's sort of a glide, but eventually it just becomes falling with style.
Right.
We don't even use it. It's slower than just falling.
So I think gliding was the thing that I saw before where you can build up quite a bit of speed if you do it over a really long distance.
I think there's a glitch that
Yeah.
that's the standard like categories are glitch and glitchless. I think I've heard about that glitch, but I've never like used it.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I'm mistaken. We do fall with style. Once.
Okay. Beautiful. Looking
right
forward
here.
to it. There it is.
Woo! And that's done. That is that done. Hey, more flamingos.
What level are they?
I don't know. I don't care about them. For the longest time, like going into this next lake, I would think, oh yeah, like gliding is just better. We should just glide over the lake. It is literally just better to like jump and then just fall in a lake because you can sprint in the lake. You can't sprint while gliding without the glitch.
Okay, because it's shallow enough
Yeah.
for you to run.
So it's not like you can use this like the run thing in water too.
In the water, okay.
So it's faster just. So this one we have to like solve a puzzle. Arvin's like, we can't find it, but like a Pokemon wouldn't just shout that they're a Titan Pokemon, right?
What could that mean?
I'm actually gonna save now. Let just quickly. Yeah.
That one's big.
Now, yeah. So this one's the big one. This one we can look
Loving
at.
that flower through your shoe there, by the way.
It hurts. I would really rather you didn't bring it up. So we want to use an X defense here. Because this thing has Aqua Tail and Body Slam, which it's going to get like 4 turns off. So we want to try to... that's still quite a bit. A decent roll plus a water pop.
Oh, and a crit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's a
heal.
Could have just used the Hyper Potion, hey?
Probably.
Just wanted to use the energy root to make it hate you.
Yeah. Body Slam can also paralyze. Okay, I thought speaking into existence was gonna happen. Like the Body Slam doesn't do that much damage compared to everything else. It doesn't get stabbed, etc., etc. But like, you'd never want to get Water Pulse twice.
Nice crits, yes. Crit mattered.
Yeah. You never want to get Water Pulse twice in a row because that would suck.
Yeah, Water Pulse can also confuse.
Yeah, I've been parafused by this thing before. It is not kind. So now we got to chase it down. We're also going to make a safety save here because it's less the Dondozo fight that's the scary thing, and more the fight coming up.
The actual Titan.
The actual Titan fight. Yeah, because hello.
Where are you going? Is that your Flamigo?
Yes.
Just like I'm done with.
Well, I
this.
tried to save, but it used Let's Go instead, I guess. So even though we beat it here, and it was in its belly, that's the Tatsugiri that was... And yeah, see?
He just let him out. He's going for a swim.
Yeah. So, contrary to what... No, actually, I'll let this play out. Because the Tatsugiri is going to go in.
Off he goes.
Eat the little herb. Did we find the Titan? It must be the giant big catfish. That's the Dragon Titan.
Om nom nom.
I love Arvin makes like a comment of like, didn't expect to see the food chain in action here. Like, I gotta study the ecosystem. He's a nerd.
Hasn't he been like making meat-based sandwiches for you to like munch on the whole game?
Yes.
He's part of the food chain.
Yeah, this food chain's gonna be pretty fascinating. I'm gonna dig in and make a meal of this battle.
So he's looking to eat the fish. They're going to be part of the next sandwich.
It might be. So, what's funny is, despite it actually, like, the animation eating the Tatsugiri, so Dondozo and Tatsugiri have a really interesting ability. If in a low kick, in a double battle, if they're both on the same side, the Dondozo will eat the Tatsugiri, and depending on what type of Tatsugiri it is, we'll get like both a stat boost, but also anytime it uses its signature move Order Up, it'll get another stat boost depending on the thing. Despite it very clearly having a Tatsugiri in its mouth, this Dondozo's Order Up doesn't do anything. Because it's not like it hasn't used the ability.
Yeah.
It's just flavor-wise inside. So yeah. Spoilers, but the Titan was not the Dondozo, it's the tiny little Tatsugiri. Which I love that animation, like the tiny Tatsugiri with like the power up. So this thing is terrifying and deadly.
But you got healed between those fights?
Yeah. Very kind. We don't get healed like between many other fights in this game. Taunt on us is fine. Taunting the Greedent is actually kind of annoying because it likes to use Tail Whip. Case point. Which is actually quite handy because it reduces the defense. Even though the takedown can be handy, the Leer will at least help us both.
Tail Whip.
That one. Thank you. Look, they do the same thing. Okay, there's the taunt. Which I think it's gonna take down now, so might be fine. Yeah.
Play. Enemies.
Enemies. So now we start acrobatic things.
Because the thing is heavy.
Yeah, see, the takedown would have absolutely
Yeah,
killed it. Icy Wind also sucks because it's like it lowers our speed.
Just watching the animation is slow as well.
Yeah, that's her. Take that kill. Very nice. See, that could have. That was honestly really smooth. That was only one thing that could have gone smoother. That fight, I was the scaredest of most. So I'm really, really glad that went well. Flamigo. Just flapping.
It's not on the ground. Usually it had one leg on the ground.
There's water.
Yeah, there is water. But you're standing up. You're not flapping around, are you?
You want me to?
No. I have decided I do not want this.
Wait, sorry. I'm a Flamigo, aren't I?
There you go.
I'm gonna do this whole cutscene.
You reckon you can stand on the one leg the whole cutscene?
Maybe not. this needs my bad knee too. I made a mistake. No.
No.
Yeah. No, that's not a
Good
given.
effort.
Yeah.
That was like 6 seconds. Well done.
That was at least 7.
All right, I'll pay you.
You'll pay me 7. Sweet! $3 profit!
There you go.
Here's another sandwich.
He looks distraught with how that sandwich turned out.
So like each of the Herba Mystica have like flavor profiles, and so I think like the screenshot that like happens, photo, is like based on like which flavor it is, and I think this one's the spicy one, so it's like
Right.
probably on fire, and he's like, ah!
Why would he make a spicy fish sandwich? What is he doing?
You never
Not
put.
the sharpest tool in
I was
there.
gonna say you never put spicy sauce on a fillet of fish, but you probably haven't had a fillet of fish if you're
No.
celiac.
No, I have not.
The puppy's sad.
The dog.
Sorry, the dog's sad.
That it has to eat this spicy fish.
No, he's not mad for like a brief moment. Because he's talking about his
Was he
dog.
supposed to be crying there?
Like a little bit? I mean, he's sad.
He's
Like,
emotional.
he's-
I
yeah.
see.
Mariah-
He set the plates out. There's nothing on the plates.
like we eat the sandwich with our hands.
Yes.
Like we don't use the plates.
He also sets up like a little picnic blanket underneath his little dog there, but then just hands him the sandwich.
I want you to believe me, the game's not frozen.
It's just really hard to load this cave
This-
6th time.
Yeah, this extra cutscene of like finishing all, because like I think what's happening, there we go, is like that's the post Dondozo cutscene, whereas this is the post all of them cutscene. So it has to like check, I guess, that you've done all of them, and then loads a separate cutscene.
And that
But
takes that long.
I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Look, I never said I liked the game for its wait times. So now the professor's like, oh, hey, now that you've done feeding and fixing my dog, can you, like, come back to the lab that you were going to go to in the first place? It's somehow now unlocked. Arvin's found the keys.
The dog ate them. Now it can open its mouth and give them back.
Oh, also,
Is that what
the professor's his dad.
What a shocking revelation.
If you had seen the other one, so Churro has, like, really dark hair, and the Professor Scarlet Professor has really, like, ash blonde hair. He has hair of both of them. And also he talks about daddy issues, like, the entire game. Or mommy issues if he's playing Scarlet.
Yeah, I was paying too much attention to what he was saying. I definitely picked that up.
Yeah, I know.
So we.
I'm not telling this for you. I'm telling it for them. I know you know.
They seem so interested. Yeah.
Can I get a woo?
When does the dog woof again?
I don't know. Oh, where am I going?
The lighthouse?
Yep. Nope. Nope. Okay, I will admit, this part I don't like because it puts the quest marker and the teleport point on top of each
Right
other.
next to each other. Yeah.
Can I get a single woo from the crowd to prove Wester wrong?
No.
No, apparently. Okay. Damn. Here, I thought people were enjoying this. At least the banter. I was hoping at least the banter.
Our banter or me bantering with the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, at least we've had cheese here.
Yes, that has been the highlight. I'm much happier with cheese here than the other person I'm having to sit next to.
Arvin?
Sure. Arvin.
I was going to say Arvin's not making you sit through sandwiches, but I think he actually is. Yeah.
It's definitely his fault.
He's just mad.
He is. So mad.
Unresolved parental issues. Been there.
Been there.
Any more donations?
I don't actually think we do have any more donations. So, for you guys watching at home or in the crowd, we are AusSpeedruns, and we are raising money for Game on Cancer, who funds early career cancer researchers. So it's a really important cause, and we've been raising money for them throughout the year, throughout different events. And so we're hoping throughout this weekend at PAX we can raise, you know, at least $10,000, and we're over 4,000 now. So we've done pretty well for Friday, and we've still got a couple runs coming up after this. But yeah, so I mean, as little or as much money as you can, it all helps. So if you are enjoying the runs, it's all very much appreciated, all of your donations. And you can put them towards any of the incentives that we've got listed on our site at AusSpeedruns.com. You can donate at donate.ausspeedruns.com, or, you know, there's a cash donation jar just to the left, and there's a QR code that you can just scan and get it all done. Easy as you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Great cause.
Great cause.
Great cause.
Love the people at Game on Cancer as well. They've been fantastic to work with.
Just like Arvin. He's been fantastic to
No,
work with.
we were saying good things about Game on Cancer. Please.
I bet Game on Cancer makes excellent sandwiches.
Oh dear.
So basically, Arvin's dad, the professor, has now pretty much said, okay, I need you to come down to the crater and fix more of my problems, pretty much. But it's super dangerous and scary. So he asked us to bring friends. But this is a single story speedrun, so we don't have any friends. We only have Arvin.
Relatable.
Yeah. But to test us, I'm not going to go into that. To test us, Arvin's going to go have a battle with us, including the puppy, now that the puppy is fully healed and raring to go.
Yep. 5 minutes out of being healed. It's ready for a big test of strength.
Big test of strength.
And so this is where X items really start to shine.
Oh, yeah.
Because they last for the whole battle. Whereas before with the Titans, it was only one Pokemon you were facing. And so the
I didn't save.
was only for...
This fight's fine. This fight's consistent.
Yeah.
Kind of. Uh-oh.
What could possibly go wrong? So yeah, 2 stages, the way stages works, there's up to 6, but so it increases by 50% per stage. But so that means 2 stages is 200%, and 4 stages would be 300%, because it's adding 50% every time. So they do lose their effectiveness the more stages you go up or down.
Yeah, so +2 is usually like a good, like, an amount, like, we've doubled our damage, like, we're doubled our defenses, we're good.
Yeah.
Because earlier on, we only had a scrappy, we didn't have the scrappy nature. Arvin's final Pokemon, the Mimostif, has Intimidate. So it's the only thing that having scrappy does or does not change, is just like an extra X attack during the Toadstool send out, so that we have enough attack stats to just be able to sweep the rest of his team even after the post-Intimidate. If you have the Scrappy, you get to just skip it and it's just nice and less scary.
Scrappy ability, not nature.
Did I see nature? Okay. Look, it's tired. It's been a long
Sorry,
day.
that's what I'm here for.
Yep. So we want to heal first. Yep, that'll hit the ball.
Using the root this time, we don't need the happiness anymore. It can hate us. So these, like, the energy root does exactly the same thing as Hyper Potion. It's just it makes the Pokemon hate you because they taste awful. And it's by so much as well. So people think with, like, happiness or friendship or whatever, that it's like dying is the worst thing. But dying only decreases their happiness by 1. But, like, having one of these will do it by, like, 20. They taste that bad. It is 20 times worse than death.
Thankfully, we don't really like mind about happiness, especially considering we don't do picnics, which means we never raise affection.
Yeah.
I do like that they've split that up now. I know in earlier games they pretty much used to be the same stat, and so the more you just use the Pokemon, the more they would like get crits for you or things like that.
That happened in like Let's Go and the Gen 4 remakes. It might have happened in Gen 8.
I think it would happen in Gen 8 as well.
Yeah.
But that was kind of based on just like general use or friendship, whereas I need to heal this poison. Whereas in this game, it's like specifically, actually in Brilliant Diamond as well, I think it's only when you use the poppins, like things like that.
In the remakes, no.
In Brilliant Diamond?
Yeah, no. It's definitely just general use.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So cheap because it'll just be like, oh, it survived.
Yeah.
You know, just
No
to
point,
make you to not make you sad. It toughed it out.
Yeah. So now this fight's good and done. Once we get past the Toad Score with the poison, we're set. We have the speed and we have the attack boost to just win the rest of this fight. But yeah, that doesn't really come into play in this run, even at 90%, just because you never use picnics to boost that stat.
Yeah.
Any last donations before we
Yeah, we did get a $20 donation.
kick a dog in the face that we just helped recover? We just helped him get this dog back, and we're going to kick him in the face.
Oh, you're going to kick him in the face.
Wade is going to kick him in the face.
Oh, and he's going to terror it.
Sorry, yes, donation.
Yeah, so it's $20. It just said janitor.
Nice.
Nice.
They're important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you.
Fair enough. This puppy's now real mad.
That's dark.
Yeah, and it's dead.
It's dead.
So time will play when, like, there'll be an animation when we, like, finish the story segment of the Path of Legends. Time will stop when, like, the final part of that animation goes, so I'll call it out. We were so close, Mebo Stiff. My little buddy.
So close.
So close. Anyway, so that was Path of Legends. Thank you, everyone, for sitting through this. We needed to fill time, and
You all did very well sitting through this run.
especially Worcester.
Yes, I did excellently.
You did the most sitting through. We made so many sandwiches. All right, time is now. Wait, no, what? No, I want to. Let me out. I wanted to do. There we go. Thank you, AusSpeedruns, for this.
The run itself actually went pretty well.
The run went pretty well. There were a lot of pain points that I was worried about, and they all just went smoothly.
Yep.
And time never stopped, but
Yeah, it was a 155.
yeah, fairly underestimate. With the intro, I was like pretty confident. It was if we had to cut the time, I was then realized my estimate was like slightly incorrect.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. We're all good. My name's Kenorah. I'd like to run not this usually. I've been running FF9 lately. Another RNG fest that's been draining my soul lately. Thank you, Worcester, for helping.
Enduring.
Enduring, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Stick around. We've still got more runs coming up. Next one's going to be Pico Park. That's going to be a really good run. Make sure to stay tuned for that. We love co-op runs. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That'll be it for me for today.
Yeah.
But stick around. Keep those donations rolling in.
Thank you so much.
A big thank you there to Worcester and to Kenorah for that amazing Pokemon Violet run. Coming up next, we have Pico Park. It's going to be a really cool one. My name's Noob, so I'm going to get you through to the end of today. Stick around, enjoy, and have a wonderful time here at PAX. Get those donations in at donate.ausspeedruns.com. All right, everybody. Welcome to the night shift of PAX 2023. Up next, we have Pico Park, run by Rippy and Quokka DD. And we're going to send you over in just a second.
Whoa, okay.